We are living in a hologram. The Holographic Universe book was probably one of the most groundbreaking books I ever read. I highly recommend that anyone on this path reads that book. It was ahead of its time and it was written many years ago. It was a follow-on and development of the work of David Bohm, who was a prodigy of Einstein, who progressed Einstein's work of relativity. David Bohm took into this thinking and understanding that we are within a holographic universe, which is stimulated from our perception. And as well as that, the holographic universe is stimulated and responds to how we feel. We are projecting out onto the world a hologram which we are experiencing. We are experiencing this hologram deeply by how we feel. And we can change and influence what we see and experience by changing what we feel, because that's how the hologram works. Everything we see in the world is just a projection of what is happening within us. Now, this is where things get a little bit complex and nuanced. There is definitely a world out there that we are experiencing, as in there's a physical world. But it's how we engage with the world and how that world responds to us is due to how we feel and what is going on within inside us. The universe is neutral and inert until stimulated by how we feel. And we're obviously dealing with not just our individual feeling state and vibration, but we're also dealing with the collective feelings and vibrations of everything going on. And when we take that a little bit further, we're also dealing with like the different karmic patterns that happen in what have happened to us previously in different cycles of human experience. This is all meeting us now in this here and now moment within the hologram. The hologram is such a beautiful, intrinsic, complex system. It's almost, we can think about it very similar to an algorithm. How we respond to YouTube is very similar to how the universe is responding. If we like something or if we click on something, we get more of it. And it's very, very similar to that. Once we click on a feeling within us, as when we tune in and vibrate in a certain way, we attract more of that in, and we attract more of that universal response which is happening out there. And when you start to see this, you'll start to see glitches in the matrix. We could talk about the matrix as well. You could see how everything's being reflected back at us from certain parts of the media, algorithms, AI, all this stuff that's happening now. It's all a reflection of what's happening within us and a reflection of how reality is essentially constructed. And this is my invitation for you to start playing around with your hologram. You can do this with situations, circumstances. You can do this with relationships, connections. You can put yourself in different feeling states on purpose and see how the world responds differently to you. So more often than not, we find that we accidentally get into feeling states. Sometimes we'll feel a bit gnarly, a little bit roughed up. Then when we feel in a happier, more flow-based kind of way, we'll start to see things change differently. Maybe, depending on how conscious we are. And I'm assuming, my friend, that you are stepping into being a more conscious creator. And when we talk about being a conscious creator, this is where it's at when it comes to understanding the holographic universe and how we are so intimately connected into this. Even the Buddha stated that there's a holographic nature to reality. Everything's interconnected. There is no separation. There is just this illusion of separation, which actually leads us into isolation and self-abandonment. But once we start stripping back the layers and we start to see this interconnectedness of life, it's then we start stepping into this co-creator. We are co-creating with everyone in our lives, with the collective, and then essentially teaming up with the divine. But start to play around with the hologram. Start to tune into your feeling state at any given moment. You don't even have to worry about changing your feeling state. Just tune into how you are now. And then from that, just observe how things unfold in front of you, how people connect with you, how they speak to you, how they receive you, how the world and reality is responding to you through all the multitudinous ways that can be. And have fun with it. Have fun with this process. Start to feel into the connectedness of reality. Start to feel into your intimate connection to how everything is unfolding in your life. And then maybe start to make real conscious changes to how you feel, think, act, speak, and be in the world. From what I've experienced, magic begins to happen even when you start to just dip your toe into this, just to start to feel into it, just to be open to this, to be really open-minded, to be childlike, to be playful, to be fun with it. See where you are, my friend, feel into where you are, have fun with this. I know I do. I'm very much still working my way through this process, but when I can, I try and make it light-hearted, fun and jovial along the way. And it's that process of mindset which actually makes it a lot of fun to be in. So my friends, here we are in this holographic universe, stepping into your co-creator. Start stepping into being the creator. And God bless, peace out, and I'll see you all in the next video.